unifying powers. This group really allows a lot more elements to permeate the music, and allows, in a way, more freedom on the part of the musicians, because it's true we're playing pieces and arrangements, but in between that, the musicians, they can really do what they want to do. And things can change, particularly in terms of improvisation. They can change at a moment's notice without really, and I really enjoy that. This allows for a lot of spontaneity in the group, and I think this is one of the most important elements. We're all human beings, and we all like to play with people, and this is human nature, I think. And musicians are born to play. Yes, we work very hard on our instruments. You have to master your instrument, you have to master music and the theory and the execution of all that, but at the same time, in the end, it's only just the joy of playing, and the joy of playing with people in a spontaneous environment. This is probably one of the greatest things about music, as opposed to a painter or a writer who essentially work alone, and they don't have this kind of interaction, and the human interaction, and the affection, and the humor, and the things that can happen on stage, as well as the passion, of course. Fusion began many hundreds of years ago. This is my personal opinion. And you look at some of the contemporary composers like Ravel, and they were influenced by jazz music. Stravinsky himself, someone like Bartók, who based a great part of his classical music on the folk songs, the Slavic folk songs from the villages and from the deep countryside. So what's fusion in the end? Fusion, as we know it and as you speak about it, is a term coined by record companies in order to market something. But of course, I grew up under the influence of many kinds of music, whether it's blues or rock and roll or Indian music or free jazz or all of that. Fusion is really a term. It's been coined. But to make it work, I think to make anything work, you need dedication and love. If you love it, it will work, I think. If you love it enough, you can make it work. I think that's the only thing that can make things work, really, in music. Maybe in life, too. I cannot even begin to tell you how much I love Miles and how much importance he had on my life since the age of 15 years. And the fact that from the age of 27 years old, he took me under his wing and became, in a way, my godfather. And I became his protege. But literally, he protected me. In the late 60s, when I arrived in America, he made sure that I ate, and he made sure I could pay my rent, and he took care of me. So, and I haven't even touched on the musical side of Miles, which I would need many hours really just to try to articulate what I really feel about Miles and what he did for me personally, for so many of my colleagues, and what he did for music in the latter part of the 20th century. It's just like, music would not be the same at all. Can you imagine modern painting without Picasso? If you listen to the music, though, you will see there are references inside the music, musical references, which refer to, for example, Coltrane, who at this period was an extremely important influence, and still is, in fact, not just a musician, but as a man. He was a giant of a man and a great spirit. And so there are allusions to this period for me, the 60s, which is basically the acid years, that were extremely relevant to my personal history and affected me in ways that ramifications are still very evident today.